The air tastes of tallow and ash. Somewhere a bell tolls, far away. You can almost smell the damp wool of cloaks, the fever of the crowd pressing closer. Tonight, we open the first file. France, 1598. A young woman's body becomes a battlefield between medicine and the divine. They called her Martha Brossier, the girl whose voice sparked France's fiercest battle between faith and doubt. Romorantin, a provincial town near the Loire. The wars of religion have barely cooled. Priests and physicians argue over who truly understands the soul. And then, Martha begins to convulse. She snarls in church. Her neck twists until her chin grazes her shoulder. She speaks in voices not her own, one deep, one child thin, one that mutters Latin she should never know. Her father swears she was cursed. Her confessor whispers possession. By Easter 1598, word spreads across France. The devil has a new mouthpiece. Crowds gather to watch her fits. Men of learning travel for miles to observe. Among them, physicians of the faculty of Paris and priests commissioned by the Bishop of Orléans. If this is truly a possession, they will prove it. If it's fraud, France will expose it. In reports kept by the bishop's secretaries, Martha's body becomes a list of symptoms. She bendeth backward as a bow, her eyes fixed, her limbs without sense, the throat working of itself. She is shown relics sprinkled with water, commanded to name her demon. She says, Beelzebub, prince of the Huguenots. That answer alone makes some priests shiver with approval. It fits the politics of the time. But skepticism grows, so the bishop orders a controlled exorcism. What follows is still one of the strangest experiments in religious history. Imagine the chapel, cold, stone-veined, dark as a tomb. Martha kneels before the altar, her hands bound loosely with rosary beads. A Capuchin priest begins, In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. The words echo. Martha gasps, her back arches, spine cracking audibly. A sound like a growl crawls out of her throat. The priest presses the crucifix to her brow. She shrieks, It burns! Her tongue lashes out, impossibly long. Witnesses claim she leaps from her knees to her feet without using her hands. The congregation falls back. Bishop Charles Miron has no patience left for theatrics. He brings out two identical chalices, one filled with holy water, the other with plain water. Martha isn't told which is which. She drinks from the first, no reaction. She drinks from the second, thinking it's harmless, and suddenly collapses into violent convulsions. The crowd murmurs, unsettled. Next, a servant brings a key wrapped in red silk. The bishop says it's a fragment of the true cross. At the sight of it, Martha screams and writhes. When the silk falls away, the crowd sees only iron, a common key. To drive the point further, one of the doctors open a book, not a Bible, but Virgil's Aeneid. He chants the Latin verses in solemn tones. Martha convulses again, as though sacred scripture were piercing her flesh. The bishop closes the ritual. Enough! The priests and physicians write their conclusion. Nihil a demone, multo ficta, a morbo pauca. Nothing from a demon, much faked, a little from disease. But not everyone agrees. Some swear that when the crucifix touched her skin, a hiss like boiling water rose from her flesh. Others claim her voice changed again that night, whispering names she couldn't know, including that of the king's confessor in Paris. And so they sent her to the capital for further judgment. In Paris, 11 physicians examine her. Each one leaves with the same report: no demon here. Yet the city's curiosity has turned to fear. Even when the experiments end, Martha keeps performing, convulsing in inns, at noble houses, in public squares. Some say she did it for coin. Others say the devil refused to leave his stage. Now, close your eyes. Imagine the candlelight trembling on her face, the echo of Latin half prayer, half poem, and the knowledge that a single wrong syllable could damn a soul. Would you believe the bishop, or the girl who could make a whole chapel scream? After Paris, the case fades from official record. Martha vanishes into the provinces. Some say she toured Italy, performing her fits before bishops who still believed. Her name becomes a cautionary tale in pamphlets across Europe. One tract printed in 1599 reads, "She was presented with a key wrapped in red silk, being told it was a piece of the true cross. Hearing it, she presently made the accustomed tumults, contortions, and outcries." It sold well, because people craved certainty, proof that demons were real, or proof that they weren't, and Martha Brossier gave them both. Her story tells us how fragile belief can be, how easily a trembling body becomes a screen for everyone else's fears. The physicians claimed reason had triumphed, but superstition didn't die in that chapel. It simply moved into every shadowed corner where a woman shakes, where a voice changes, where something unseen still waits for a mouth to speak through. They said Martha was freed, that the devil had been driven out, but others whispered that she'd simply learned to perform the devil better than anyone else. Even the priests couldn't agree on who had won that night, or whether the darkness had ever left her. Next time, we move from candlelight and cathedrals to a quiet suburban home where another family swore that something unseen had followed them, and this time it didn't want to leave. Until then, keep a flame or a symbol of protection near, and if you feel breath on your neck when the room is empty, don't look back.